Hey, I'm Michael, and that's my buddy Nathan, and this is a story of a road trip towards getting a car that I've wanted for a very long time, since childhood. What made this road trip extra exciting for us was the fact that we'd both never been to Detroit. So instead of taking the regular path there, we took some back roads, as you can see. It made the trip a lot of fun. It was definitely something new, both in the fact we'd never been there, and we'd taken these roads that we've never taken and probably would have never taken unless we have gotten off the path of everyday travel. So we'll start off talking about this crazy road that we drove on. I couldn't even talk during this because I was so sick from going back and forth. We had about an hour and a half of this, but we'll get from there. We'll start talking about things that we're seeing on the road, things that we're expecting to do, expecting to get out of this trip, and also towards the end we'll start talking about what actually happened. But now we're on the road and getting back to the actual in-car footage.
Alright. We're on the what is this, the Turnpike?
Pennsylvania Turnpike. I-70.
On the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and we got our blacked out Easy Pass. Custom.
Yeah, I think we can make a video on how to mod your Easy Pass to color match your car.
Club Dirty exclusive.
That's right.
We're on the road, on the long and dusty trail, to pick up my new vehicle, which we're driving.
That's right, it's still a mystery at this point.
It's still a mystery, even though it's in the title description of the video.
Oh, it's going to be.
It's going to be a mystery. So guess, we're taking live tweets now for guesses. We're going from...
We have a Twitter?
No. Twitter.
But go ahead and tweet about it.
Yeah, tweet about it. Use the hashtags. Make one up for us. That'd be great.
Add garage topics if that's not taken.
I think I did a Club Dirty Twitter just to make one, so probably find that. But we're going from Virginia all the way to Detroit, Michigan, and we're driving there. And if the vehicle's good enough, we'll drive back with it.
That's right.
That'd be ideal. Hopefully it doesn't suck. If not, it's gonna be a long ride home. Yeah, if this car sucks, I'm just gonna have to get a ticket, I guess. Fly back.
You come hang out in Charlottesville.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Take the Fiesta all the way back.
For me, I think total travel time it's about 11, 12 hours, so it's kind of long. Going up, we're gonna split it into two. We're gonna stop in Pittsburgh. Never been to Pittsburgh. Check out the local scene there. Not really.
Yeah, local suburb scene.
Then the next day we'll make our way over to Detroit, do some touristy things, hood rat things, and then check out the car. And then I've talked to this is a private sale I'm doing, so I've talked to the guy. I've FaceTimed with the guy, looked at the car, so it looks legit. I've had it pre-inspected, everything looks good, so unless it smells like someone took a dump inside the car, I don't know why I wouldn't get it. Again, looking at a Pontiac G8 GT, which is a car that I've wanted.
Oh, name drop.
Name drop. Pontiac G8 GT.
That's it.
This is a car that I've wanted since it came out, but I couldn't afford one, and I didn't have a job, really enough. Well, I did have a job, but not full-time. The ironic piece, though, that the car is manufactured in Australia. The whole engine and transmission, though, Detroit.
Yeah.
So we're coming back to the birthplace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually Detroit, Michigan. I think it's like 40 minutes or like an hour north of it at some plant. I saw some documentary the other day where they make like a Corvette engine. I'm pretty sure that's where this engine's made.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully it's not made in Mexico, because then I would sound like an idiot, but...
Yeah, that's where my car's from. We should do a birthright trip.
Yeah. Yeah. Tijuana.
Head on down to Mexico.
Yeah. What are we in? What are we taking up to Detroit?
Yeah, we're in my 2014 Fiesta ST. It's a car made by Ford.
Yep.
Seems to be very popular amongst jalopnik readers.
I'm trying not to throw up in it because we've been taking some windy roads.
Oh god, yeah, the roads we took over here. So we decided to take some back roads here instead of just coming up the interstate and the turnpike. We cut over through West Virginia through some state park that the road was the equivalent of a driveway, very narrow, and then just switchbacks down the mountain. Terrible road quality, very nauseating.
Beautiful scenes though. If you looked up, you'd be about a 40 or 50 foot drop off on the side, but
that was fun.
You could see in the distance, but if you looked away, you'd kind of throw up because it was super windy, bumpy.
Definitely the scenic route though. It's pretty. There's a very pretty drive.
No service out there.
No, none whatsoever. Haven't been able to update Snapchat.
Off the grid. We couldn't snap. Couldn't tweet about it to our fake Twitter account.
No tweets for the Twitter account we do not have.
But glad we did it. Probably never hit that road ever again in our entire lives, but
Nope.
hey, it beats sitting on the couch, I suppose. Beats working.
Beats work, that's right.
What miles per gallon are we getting in this thing?
Terrible coming over the mountains. I think this trip averages 33 and a half, I'm looking at right now.
That's pretty terrible.
Which is bad considering what this car is capable of. So I think EPA rates it at like 2635. But I've got the Cobb access port on here, and a really cool feature with that is you can change what map you have just on the fly. So I've got the full tune on 93 octane where I get my full 20.5 pounds of boost, but I can change that setting on the fly to a 5 psi cap for like an eco mode. And driving over to your place the last time, I got 39 miles to the gallon on the entire trip. So it works, I don't know, astoundingly well.
The rest of the trip on day one was filled with these scenes from the turnpike. It was a decent amount to see. Also a lot of talking about how great Nate's Fiesta is. But we finally got to our destination, one of Nate's family members. It was great. Thanks a lot for having me there. It was a ton of fun. In the suburbs of Pittsburgh, we got to try out the Big Daddy Pizza. That thing was big as crap, but it filled us up. It was delicious. So day 2 started. We're on the road early, bright and early, and we're ready to roll.
Rogue it out. Rogue out.
So I'm gonna rub one out real quick.
No, that's the other channel. This is Garage Topics.
Oh, okay, we're shooting.
Yeah, day 2.
Day two.
We're in beautiful Ohio.
Yeah, and it is beautiful.
Nothing like some two dudes.
Wide open roads.
And
go through swamps and farms.
Frapping.
Get your frap. I've got my my mocha bullshit.
Not too cheap, so I went to McDonald's. But it's all good. It's Oreo.
Living high class over here.
We passed the
Chevy Cruise manufacturing site.
Cruise main manufacturing plant in Ohio somewhere. You can fill me in if you want.
That is where maybe every Chevy Cruise comes from, or
I don't know.
Or is it just one? It was huge, regardless.
It was massive, so I'm gonna look that up. Oh yeah, I wonder if that's because I know in Australia the Cruise is underneath some other name with Holden badges on it. I forget what its name is, but I don't know if it comes out of that plant or if it's made in Australia. I'm not sure.
Yeah, huh?
Google that.
But look that one up.
Can you say how far away we are?
I think like 100. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah.
180 miles from Detroit.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
Where we're going in Detroit, at least.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The moment of truth is going to be this afternoon if this car is actually legitimate or not.
Yeah.
If it sucks, I'm going to be walking back to Virginia from Detroit.
Nice.
As a co-driver, I'm the car monitoring expert. We've got the access port here, and I'm just looking at all the stats. I'll zoom in here in a second. Let's see what we got going in here. Ow, damn it. Flipped around my thumb. Monitoring stats, live stats, driving down the road.
Yeah, so we're running, right now I'm running the eco mode, or the eco map of Cobb's tuner. So when you upload like a stage off-the-shelf map, it has 2 map slots. One is like your full Monty, full boost, tune for whatever octane you choose, but pick 93. And right now I'm running, they call it like the 5 PSI eco one. So instead of going all the way, the boost all the way up to 20.5 PSI, we're capped at about 5 PSI. And I've been able to get pretty great fuel economy. The whole trip so far, well, it hasn't been that great because West Virginia set us back. We're about 34 miles to the gallon. But on the highway, I have been able to get upper 30s pretty consistently.
You see my phone?
Is it gone?
I don't know. Before we get to Detroit, we need to discuss what the service plaza is.
Which, I thought this was just a normal thing. Because I grew up driving up to Pittsburgh quite a bit. A lot of family up there. So service plazas are just a normal experience on the road trip. We're passing one right now, and apparently Mike has never been to one.
It's like a hybrid between an airport terminal, food court, and like a bus stop.
They usually have
and a gas station too. Yeah, you got gas stations, a big circle.
Yeah.
It was kind kind of weird. Ooh, there was a new Corvette Stingray out in there.
Oh, really?
There is Club Dirty Car somewhere.
Nice.
Not driving on the road with us. Yeah, there's one on that side too.
Oh yeah, they usually do like one on each side of the road at the same time.
Yeah, Service Plaza is a new experience for me today. Check out the old bucket list. So
We did that for lunch. That's where we got our drinks.
Yeah, got the Mocha Frappa bullshits and some Strombolis. Nothing more manly than those combo.
That's
and it's
right.
good for the bod. Good protein.
We're killing it on this trip.
Yeah, lots of
Our
activities.
Blues barbecue burgers yesterday.
I got like this Fitbit
Boxes.
thing, and I haven't done any steps at all. 'cause
Box
I'm
pizza, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're eating well. Very healthy.
After all that manly food, we were feeling pretty sick, but we were getting closer and closer to Detroit, and I was starting to get really excited about this. Not so much excited about these boring highways, but about picking up the G8 finally, or taking a look at it at least.
Yo! What up? Alright, so we're out of Detroit about 30 miles, maybe even less, from our destination. We're about 36 miles out.
Yup.
First thing we've noticed, there is nothing but American branded cars. I'm not going to say American made because who knows when they're made, but there is nothing but Detroit headquartered cars here.
Yep. Just only from the big three.
And it's not like, oh, there's a couple here and there. No, there's nothing but. We're just looking at them.
Looking. Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac. Behind us,
Chevy,
I don't know
Ford,
what that
Saturn, Ford, Dodge, Subaru, weird, sorry.
Yep.
A Chevy.
saw Rolls Royce. Oh, that's a Civic behind us.
We picked the wrong
bad time.
Anyways, we went to a rest stop and there was one Honda in it, but 20 or 30,
Almost American.
nothing but Detroit. So that's the first observation in Detroit or Michigan so far. We get into Detroit city center here soon. I think we'll probably pass by where the Fords are manufactured at, the F-150s, Dearborn. We are about an hour and a half away from me meeting up with the guy to look at the G8, so hopefully it doesn't suck. I'm a little worried because some of the cars around here are relatively new, like late 2000s, like 2008, 2007, and they're completely rusted.
Oh, rusted out.
So that's something to worry about. I knew that going in, but sometimes you got to pay to play. What's your gas mileage at?
Trip updates, 34.5 miles per gallon, but we have made a couple little pit stops.
Yeah.
We touched Lake Erie. That was fun. It was warm and
Sticky.
weirdly, yeah, like gross.
All the boats had American V8s in
Hells,
them.
yeah, big 350s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's humid as hell out.
Yeah, I figured
85, 84, 85 degrees out, and just very humid.
100%.
I think it's more humid up here than it was in Virginia when we left.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Soon it'll be G8 time. Hopefully it doesn't suck. That's all I gotta say. Otherwise it's gonna be a long ride home by myself.
The closer we got to our destination, the more nervous I got. One, because this was a completely long drive to come look at one car, but also all these cars were just rusted to crap. It was unbelievable.
Oh, look how bad that is.
Miserable.
Let's clear through.
So many rusty cars.
That Dodge Caravan had a huge rust hole in the side of it, and you could pretty much see straight through to the passengers. It was eye-opening how bad the salt messes up cars up here. But all of a sudden, we got a glimpse of Canada.
Oh, look at that massive bridge going over there. That's
the bridge of Canada.
That looks cool as crap.
Keep left onto exit 48 to
Look at up. Oh,
96
it's getting
west.
real.
Yeah.
Whew.
I love that it tells me, like, way over.
Starting to see all the highway signs for Detroit made me realize that we really were in Detroit and it was really happening. It got pretty serious.
I hope to God they have a Snapchat Detroit's thing.
I pray to God.
Yeah, I swear, if they don't, we're leaving.
I pray to God you have Detroit Snapchat.
As soon as we got off the highway, we started to see the abandonment of the massive population drop-off. But then we were surprised to see the Chrysler just took up about 2 or 3 blocks of nothing but manufacturing. It was huge. Both on the right-hand side and the left-hand side of the street was just massive Chrysler plants with all their vehicles sitting outside of it.
All the windows are gone there. Every single one.
Yeah.
Then We were in this part of town. It sketched us out.
Nothing around. Abandoned house. Oh, I think that's the stream, to be honest. With all those abandoned ass houses.
Thankfully, that was just a subsection, and every other section we started to get was nicer and nicer.
Alright, we're about to go look at this G8. I don't think I'm going to tape this because the guy was kind of skeptical about me driving 500-600 miles to come look at this random car, so I don't want to sketch him out. So we'll go take a look and I'll report back. Hopefully it's good.
I could not believe that we were finally here and what I was looking at. What I was looking at was a 2008 Pontiac G8 GT that was in almost perfect condition. This thing sat in the dude's garage almost all times. He took extremely good care of it. I was extremely happy to find out that this car was exactly what I thought it was and more. Even the interior was absolutely mint. Not bad for a 7-year-old, 78,000 mile car. We pretty much decided to get the car, and then we got a celebratory dinner. Fiesta's looking good. We had a few Canadian celebratory beverages, and then we called it a night. Today was day 3, the final day, or so I thought it was.
It's, I guess it's day 3, right?
Yeah.
Day 3.
It is day 3.
Hopefully it's the final day for me. It's day 3 or 4 for him.
Yep.
So we left off looking at the G8. It beyond surpassed any expectations I had of it. There was zero rust.
Fresh. It's
Nice wheels too, yeah.
Yeah.
Far surpassed any expectations I had. It was one of the nicest driving ones I've ever driven. It was very tight. He actually had more like replacement work done to it than I had thought. Like the control arms and oil pump. Had that all done. Had every single record. Put the deposit down, and then this morning we're gonna go to the bank and make it happen. Hopefully he shows up.
Yeah.
And then, so if that all goes according to plan, he's going to leave me, go up to Troy, which is 30 minutes north, to get an intercooler put on this car by who?
Dead Hook Motorsports.
Alright, so it should be pretty legit. So I'm going to drive up there too to check it out and also give a shakedown of the G8. I test drove it, but I want to drive it again, just make sure everything's fine before I drive 12 hours back. Oh, Jeepster.
What is it?
Jeepster. It's fresh. The
Holy
Jeepster
cow,
right
that's
there.
nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, so the car that this neighborhood's in is effing crazy.
It's so nice.
The Henry Ford's like
beautiful.
estate, so like less than a mile from him, there's just multi-million-dollar mansions right on the water. Never would have expected this here. It's indescribable. You got to check it out. Definitely Grosse Point, whatever after it.
Yeah.
So a little bit northeast of Detroit, Grosse Point Shores is where it's at. Oh, I got a text. Whoop, the guy will be leaving shortly. Thanks. He's not a phony. Let's hope.
Let's hope he doesn't rob us at gunpoint.
Yeah, I don't think he is. He seems like a nice guy. Took care of his car for sure.
Yeah, thing's beautiful.
It was pouring rain. When we looked at it, it was
It's
just
just as soon as we got there.
the second we showed up, it started pouring. I was like, I don't know if that's a sign or not, but all right, that's all I got. Oh, about to throw up everywhere.
I cannot say in words how beautiful Grosse Point Shores were. I hope these videos do somewhat justice to that area, but it was beautiful. And to make things even better, on the way to the bank we saw the G8 in front of us. We were about to get it. And here's the close-up picture of us creeping behind it the whole way. And so this is where the story turns. I show up to the bank, say hi to the guy, everything's going fine. We're the first ones at the bank, it's 9 a.m., we're ready to go. Got my little notepad with the check, all the paperwork, everything in there. The teller notifies us that they cannot accept my check. And I thought it was just some kind of joke or something, but lo and behold, his bank would not accept my check because it was a certified bank check, but it had both of our names on it. And the only way for them at that bank to cash it was to have his name on it or to have both of our names in a joint bank account for us to deposit, which was sketchy because he got put in a bad spot that I could have access to this bank account any time if we were to open one up. And if not, then I couldn't get this car, which put me in a really big bind. So after about 30-40 minutes of on the phone with my bank and his bank, we came to the conclusion that I needed to go to my bank and exchange this check for a cashier's check. But I needed his signature to do this. So he signed the check, and then I was off to the local bank that I bank with, which unfortunately the closest branch was in Cleveland, Ohio. It was about a 3-hour one-way trip. And the kicker was, my buddy Nathan had already left to go to Dead Hook Motorsports up in Troy. So I had the guy that owned the G8 took me to the Enterprise. It was a mile down the road. I was going to rent a car to go to Cleveland, Ohio. So he drops me off at the Enterprise and he goes on his way. I wait in line. I go to get the rental car and they don't have any rental cars left. So where does that put me? I'm in a rental car Enterprise in the middle of nowhere with a briefcase, portfolio folder with a check and cash in the middle of Detroit. I'm freaking out. So I just get to my senses, focus, and I ended up taking a Uber to another Enterprise rent-a-car that was on 8 Mile. If for you that are not familiar with 8 Mile, it is a very notoriously bad section of town. But they had a car for me. They had a Mazda CX-5. I didn't get to take a picture because I was so stressed out. This was the most stressed out I've ever been at any point in time, I would say. But I drove 3 hours to the bank that I had to go to. I met Nathan, my buddy, halfway there because he had his car up north and was heading back to Pittsburgh that night, but had all of my belongings in the car. So I met him at a rest stop, got it, then head on down the road while he had lunch. Got to the bank in time, got back to Detroit about 6 p.m. considering I was planning on being back in Virginia that same day, but I didn't leave Detroit until about 7 p.m. and I was upset, but thankfully I had the car, all was good, the check was good, and I had a place to crash in Pittsburgh with Nathan. So I made the trek. I got pretty tired because I was driving till like 1 or 2 in the morning. Woke up next day, hit the road, and finally I was back, but it took me a whole extra day, a lot of miles, but it was a new town. I'd never been to Cleveland before, so that part was exciting, but man oh man, that was stressful. But without a doubt, this car was worth it. If I was just trying to get a bargain to flip, no way in hell. This is a car that I want to keep for a very long time because I've wanted one ever since I was a kid, and I've thought about it ever since. So this car is not going anywhere. 1, because I love it. 2, because of the nightmare that I went through to get it. And that's the story of how I came to own my Pontiac G8 GT. It's really like a dream come true. Don't let that video fool you. There's going to be a ton more videos about the G8, a ton more videos about the Miata, and also I'm hoping to get some more videos of that Fiesta instead of driving it on boring highway where you take it through some twisty roads and really take a look at it further now that we've got some more mods on it. Thanks a lot for watching, and feel free to ask any questions. And be sure to subscribe if you like it. Thanks a lot.